Hello guys, Genuine here of Genuine Gaming, and here are the fighter abilities and talents of Warhammer 40K Rogue Trader Beta. These are not the final talents and abilities of the fighter, as it can still change during launch. Fighters are warriors who are experts in melee combat. They are capable of dealing high damage in close combat and can draw enemies' attention from other allies. They can focus on melee combat, movement and dodge, armor, parry, taunt, and receiving attacks. On level up, they may improve these characteristics: weapon skill, strength, toughness, and agility. As for the skills, they may improve the following: carouse, athletics, coercion, demolition, and medicai. I would suggest to raise your toughness and strength around 40 to 50 points, then focus other points when you level up on weapon skill. You can always increase your damage and your wounds by using talents. Weapon skill is a no-brainer since this stat would make it difficult for the enemies to parry your attack. Do not mind increasing your perspective, as you would use debuffs to increase enemies' dodge, like expose weakness of the adept. At first level, the fighter receives the charge ability, wherein the fighter moves in a straight line and strikes the target that interrupts the fighter's path with a basic melee attack. This attack does not count towards the limit of the fighter's attack per turn, meaning the fighter can still make another attack for that turn. It all spends all movement points until the end of turn. It costs 2 AP. The next keystone is Advance. It is unlocked at 3rd level. Advance increases the movement points of the fighter by 4. Then at 4th level, another keystone is unlocked. That would be the fighter's Heroic Act and Desperate Measure, and that is Daring Breach. For the Heroic Act, Daring Breach allows the fighter immediately restores all AP and MP, gains additional fighter's agility bonus movement. He doesn't lose MP after performing attacks. During this turn, the fighter has no limit on melee weapon attacks. If Daring Breach is unlocked in Desperate Measure, starting next round and until the end of combat, the fighter can't use Charge and his MP are reduced by 3. Here are the other abilities that the fighter can have. Endure. Cost 1 AP. Until the fighter's next turn, all incoming damage is reduced by half of the fighter's toughness bonus, and the fighter gains an additional temporary wounds equal to the fighter's toughness bonus. This is a must-have ability for a fighter as it increases his survivability. Sworn Enemy. Cost 1 AP. The fighter marks a target gaining plus 10 plus 2 times toughness bonus present to armor and 2 plus strength bonus to damage on melee attack against the target. If the target attacks the fighter during this round, the fighter gains 1 AP once per round. This is another good ability of the fighter, and I would suggest to equip your fighter with this ability. It costs 1 AP. Reckless Strike. It costs 1 AP. The fighter's next melee attack gains plus 5 times strength bonus present to armor penetration and plus 2 times strength bonus to damage, and ignores 3 times wisdom bonus to the target's parry. Every enemy who survives the attack enhanced by this ability attacks the fighter back, including creatures with ranged weapons. I feel that this ability sucks for the reason that I would give the enemy an opportunity to attack the fighter back if ever they survive the fighter's Reckless Strike. Forceful Strike. Cost 1 AP. The fighter gathers all strength to blow a crushing strike. Their next melee attack has a greater push force, influences the chance to push an enemy and the push distance. Taunting Scream. Cost 1 AP. The fighter screams at their enemies, trying to attract their attention, becoming a priority target for those who fall, a willpower test. Break through the lines. The fighter gains the Slice ability with half of the agility bonus charges for this round. Slice cannot be used in the same round as Charge. Slice costs 0 AP. The fighter dashes through an enemy to the cell on the opposite side of the enemy and makes a melee attack with 50% reduced damage. It can only be applied once for one target per turn, and it does not provoke an attack of opportunity. As for the fighter talents, here are the options. Contempt. Whenever an enemy attacks the fighter's next melee attack against that enemy deals on additional toughness bonus damage. This talent does not stack but can be reactivated after another attack made by the same or a different enemy. Enrage. If the fighter has less than 50% wounds, they gain plus 10, plus 2 times toughness bonus plus agility bonus percent to critical hit chance. Epicenter on Slaughter. Whenever the fighter is attacked, they gain 1 stack of Epicenter of Slaughter until the end of combat. At the start of their turn, the fighter gains 1 temporary wound for each stack. These temporary wounds cannot exceed the fighter's toughness bonus. Desolation. The fighter deals an additional agility bonus damage to enemies that have no allies in adjacent cells. This is a good talent for a damage dealer kind of a fighter. Thick Skin. The fighter gets plus 1 damage deflection. Their parry chance gains plus 24% of the fighter's total armor. This is a must-have talent for the fighter if you are playing at core difficulty. Untied Hands. If there are no enemies adjacent to the fighter at the start of the round, the fighter's damage is increased by 2 times strength bonus for 1 melee attack. Impetus. The damage dealt by charge is increased by toughness bonus plus strength bonus when the ability used from a distance of 5 or more cells. The charge ability is a powerful ability of the fighter, and if you are building a character around this ability, this is a good talent to have. However, as of the present, the charge ability is a little bit bugged. Living Shield. Enemies suffer a negative 15% penalty to their hit chance with range attacks, including the area of effect attacks, against the fighter for every enemy in a 1-cell radius around the fighter. Stacks up to 3 times. This is a nice talent to have. Ramming Speed. This talent increases the distance of the charge ability of the fighter by 3 cells. Again, a good talent to have if you are building a character around the charge ability. Avoidance Behavior. When the fighter takes damage, they gain plus 5, plus 2 times agility bonus percent to dodge. Stacks up to 3 times and resets after a successful dodge. Disarm. When the fighter uses a single shot attack or melee attack against a target, the fighter gains plus 5, plus 2 times toughness bonus percent to armor against attacks made by the target for 1 round. Prepared for Pain. The fighter gains plus toughness bonus to damage deflection against the first attack made by every enemy this combat. Invigorating Hatred. When the fighter ends their turn near an enemy affected by the Sworn Enemy ability, the fighter gains 2 plus half of the fighter's toughness bonus temporary wounds. Hardened Scars. Whenever the fighter is hit while under the injury effect, their damage deflection is increased by 1 until the fighter's next turn. This is a must-have talent for the fighter as he will almost be using endure skills every turn during combat. This would further enhance the fighter's survivability. Interception. The first ability that the fighter uses after parrying an attack will cost 1 less action point. I see this as a good talent to have, especially if the fighter has a high weapon skill ability. Rigorous Training. The fighter becomes incredibly deft. Charge and Slice do not end the fighter's movement and grant plus 5 plus 3 times agility bonus percent to dodge for 1 round after use. This is an important talent to have for a fighter, but currently this isn't working yet as of the moment. Crowd Kill. Area of effect attacks deal an additional 1 plus half of the strength bonus damage for each enemy in the area of effect. Cautious Disengage. Attacks of opportunity deal 10 plus 3 times wisdom bonus percent less damage to the fighter. Movement within range of attacks of opportunity cost 1 MP less. Defensive Stance. If the fighter has not attacked this turn, they gain plus 10 plus 2 times toughness bonus percent to armor. Charge and Slice do not affect this bonus. Opening Strike. Charge and Push increase the damage of range attacks made against affected enemies by 5 plus 3 times wisdom bonus percent until the end of combat. It does not stack. Mincer. Each use of Slice increases the damage dealt by Slice by 1 until the end of combat. Lastly, we have Reckless Fury. Reckless Strike gains plus 4 times wisdom bonus percent to critical hit chance. Then we have Daring Breach Upgrade. Upgrade 1. Daring Breach grants additional plus 10 to movement points until the end of turn. Then at this turn, the fighter does not provoke attacks of opportunity and enemy zones of control. Upgrade 2. Until the end of the combat, the fighter gains 4 MP for each skill. Until the end of combat, the fighter may use their MP after attacking or using abilities. Upgrade 3. For 1 round, the fighter becomes a priority target for every enemy hit by their melee attack. Until the end of the combat, the fighter gains plus 20% to parry and plus 2 damage deflection. I suggest to choose upgrade 3 for the first upgrades, since for me this is the best upgrade. Upgrade 4. This turn, melee attacks deal additional half of the fighter's strength damage. In conclusion, the fighter doctrine is best when you want to build a melee combatant. He can become a good tank. After level 15, the fighter unlocks Assassin and Vanguard Advanced Doctrine. I would suggest to use Vanguard for more durability to your fighter. So, those are the fighter talents and abilities in Warhammer 40K Rogue Trader Beta. These things are not yet final for launch, expect things to change. So for more updates of the game, subscribe to the channel. See you in the next video, ciao!